example. You know, I've seen that one develop over a number of months where they would take a map off of them in like May time when they were playing against each other, just the one in the series, you know. But then recently, Gambit have started to get the better of that matchup. So I think that mentally things are really not looking great for this complexity lineup at times. They do need to be careful that they don't let
we get this bomb down here. Extra $800 for the T side, making that second round force a little more viable. He's going to be flanked from both sides. JKS down the ramp, being shot at from behind. JW trying to take the early engagement, not quite connecting. However, finally, he will deal with JKS, but he's got to get a lot more where this came from. JUGi wanders into the crosshair, and all of a sudden, JW 1v1 rush with the defuse kit. Low HP on JW. He's going to stick it. Job done. First round on the...
That's exactly what you want. But a quick B hit coming in from fnatic. A few pistols to speak of and a Mac 10 to lead the charge. He will go down. Brollan gets a quick trade, but JUGi here at the back end with that AK from the last round, feeling confident, able to retain the man advantage for complexity. The bomb goes down. Certainly going to be happy with this on the fnatic side. Any more for any more, though, is the next question. Config so very blind. Actually survives way longer, but Jackinho, that is a key headshot. Might just have swayed the round in their favor. They know where these remaining two players are coming from. Jackinho with another clean headshot.
Make this viable. He'll look for the exits if he's given them. Scoped in towards that bomb train. Might be able to deal with Jackinho, and indeed he will, but he's going to be pressured by two as a result, and he'll find the second frag at the very least. Guy on half coming in for complexity. JUGi on that AWP, but there are sacrifices, and Golden quickly out of drop, almost able to find the punish. Rush does the first port of call. As fnatic, it looked like they wanted to set up for a fast A take, but they got slowed down a little bit by this aggression. Rush with another critical headshot. JW goes down. Might even be able to salvage himself the AK-47 as this XX starts to come through.
Brollan, so very blind pushing forward. Config hears all of this. Well-timed peek to find one and bailed out.
And it's a really solid start for complexity. 3 rounds on the board. Making a little bit here as they start to take some early control of the brown halls and put that pressure onto JUGi, peeking in and dealt with by KRIMZ.
Advantage to work with. Rush's position could be everything if he plays his cards right, manages to find one. Looking for more. Great return flash, but Brollan is not blind.
To come up with the huge clutch rotation, looking like it might just be timed perfectly for Config, but it's going to be all on JKS. The bomb does make its way across. He manages to find the first pick. He needs more from this as Config actually manages to take out the flank and give complexity the man advantage for a first time in a long time. JW low HP will go down, and Jackinho thrown into the 1v3. Can't win the initial spray down. JK
tagged up. They let it slip away, and that is going to be, a real kick in the teeth. Kind of scared. What's the game plan? They're going to send one man in to begin with. I like this. KRIMZ going by himself, and then he's joined by the cavalry as he gains ground, and maybe he's been given a bit too much ground. Down goes JKS. blameF on the backside, able to rotate in and find a couple, though, and his position is absolutely deadly. Could snatch this round away.
Golden low on HP on this bomb site as well. Bomb flash kind of gives the game away, but with Rush picking off Jackinho, there's really very little Golden to do. Trying to play around the bomb train, but it's not going to happen. JW taken out by Blame, and Rush pushing up will find the last. Complexity, I tell you what, looking pretty hot on...
Certainly completely foreign on the T side of train, of course. Nothing found for it as yet, but Brollan getting aggressive. They don't expect it. He's able to take down one and a second. The lightning peak onto blameF. See you later. Rush, though, responds in kind. Love that from him, getting a bit aggressive. And
he's fallen off with the worst possible timing. Found, caught up the ladder. KRIMZ will make the transfer. They're trying to get the bomb across as well, and Golden will get the better of JKS. Rush does well to trade for one, but he doesn't expect a close man. And now, JUGi, what have you got for us? 1v2 as Brollan does punch those numbers in. Sneaks his way out of connector. KRIMZ doesn't look like he's expecting the player to come from his right-hand side, but JUGi misses the shot.
Obvious, but the movement of the bomb across from B ramp towards default, just I think the round comes with it because the rest of complexity looking to save. So fnatic with a speedier one find a lot of success. Just the one
round, and you can see complexity even after such a strong start starting to consider their economy, throwing a 4v5 retake onto that beat.
It just kind of depends on whether it pays off or not. Great flash. Oh, in towards A main. Brollan, I think he could have stolen away with 2. JW as well, playing things very, very safe, not going for the swing to trade. Might just cost them. Thankfully, blameF is able to readjust and finds a big double in Pop Dog. That's going to make all the difference. 4 on 2. Simple stuff from blameF, but certainly done enough to secure the 8th. Surely at this point.
Big individual play stepping up. We spoke about it and blames that side. Brollan will try and make his way out fast. Got Olaf control, knife out straight through the flashbangs, but
each other. Oh my goodness. One slightly too wide peek from Config and he is a goner. Rush gonna take down Golden. KRIMZ trying. He's in such a good spot, but no one is giving him anything to work with. Another kill comes in from Rush, and sure, he finally goes down after 3 frags in this round, but perhaps too little, too late. They're all set up and ready for KRIMZ to come in. He's on this Kree, trying to take names, trying to take heads. He needs some assistance here, and he's completely outpositioned JUGi. Oh, KRIMZ! KRIMZ, turn around, one of you! Someone, surely here's the scope. That gives it away. We'll take him down, but blameF had gotten into position for the trade. Ah, he wasn't fast enough on it. It could have had such a dire effect, but I don't think, in the end, KRIMZ will be the playmaker. It has to be JW.
Thrown into the big clutch, manages to push JW into the Molotov again as blame. He's got to time this. The Molly's gone, and he's trying to take the fight, but it's JW.
And it ends up being the difference that he goes down to KRIMZ as well. So we'll see whether they can recover things back. Rush getting aggressive. 21st frag of the half either way. Misses that shot. Oh, and Jackinho going to open up onto both. Such a shame. blameF, he gets the dink, but does not find the frag. A 4-on-3 ensues, and fnatic once again have control.
Health in favor of complexity, however, and Config just feeling it. Goes wide on the swing, manages to take out the dinked Jackinho, bringing things back to level pegging, but Brollan's here as JUGi is going to desperately rotate. Old Bomb won't be good enough. Bomb going to go down. And a 3v2 retake. Yes, they've got the util.
Yeah, timing going to be absolutely everything. Golden is just around the corner, and the freest frag of the game so far goes to the losing Jackinho, but he has a nice double entry to respond to Rush's aggression. And it's a solid play, honestly. Like, you know,
in the armor of this CT side. This fnatic, interestingly enough, going to look to get aggressive early on. Rush pinned back and dealt with by KRIMZ. The 2-man peak working out absolutely perfectly. Config has a PC50 explicitly to deal with this, but he can't quite connect. Golden, the second man, will swing. Config will go down, and oh no, Brollan, this could be everything. The bomb has been left in spawn. He spots blameF grabbing it. He finds a couple of tags. If he deals with blame, this is all over. He's found the
raid boss. Can't get anything done. They read it strategically, but in terms of the execution, just not there. JUGi, the only one left now. He's managed to find one, but that is all. You know, walks into the crossfire. T side for complexity. Let's see what they've got. I mentioned this. Strong CT sides are certainly possible when you've got individuals popping off like Rush.
Complexity try this B-bomb site a few times with the deagles. They've had good success with the bait and switch, but with KRIMZ to back Golden up, that's going to be a lot more complicated. Nice pick early from the AWPer. Golden going to be put under pressure, down on just 2 HP, however, and he's got to drop into this lower bomb site. Does fantastically well to get one before he's traded down, and 3-on-3, the bomber's got to transition, and with Brollan in the backstab, it's all on reposition in towards upper as Config just going to try and tap that bomb, trying to make any kind of a peek out. Spots the man upper, but can't.
A hell of a tear right now, winning so many rounds out of the past 15 or so.
Even seen the double AWP yet. They've been happy to stick around on the rifles. It is not a pretty picture. Nice pop flash. JW going to be forced off his angle, but still connects the first. Is at least traded. And 3-on-3. Jackinho, that timing is huge. JUGi just caught would be great, and it will be given away to Rush. fnatic not looking to contest too strongly. Pop flash out and very nearly catches the timing. JKS will deal with Golden, so 2-on-2. Let's see what the youngsters got. Jackinho going to be pop flashed off his initial peak. That allows the low HP Rush to start his rotation, get aggressive on oil, try and take the fight to the CT side. But KRIMZ, he has looked stellar on this CT half, and Jackinho will take.
I think that's honestly what's making the biggest difference, actually, is indeed the retakes. Complexity of Liam, a bigger fan of this, right? Fake out towards A and just bursting in towards B. Golden, got to be careful. Config, ooh, sprinting forwards with the bomb, covered by Rush. Thank God they find those kills, because that bomb down at Sidewalk would have been absolutely terrible. He will fall. Oh, Brollan finding Rush as well. Jackinho pushing forwards. Once again, it's all fallen apart out of nowhere. A 3-on-2 recovered back for the CT side. A key frag for JKS to find, but it's
moving forward. Still 40 seconds left on the clock as Blame will start to try and clear these corners. Spots out Brollan, but can't find the shot. And it's all on to JKS. He doesn't know where either of these players really are. He spots out and deals with Jackinho. Good damage, however, and Brollan does have a HE to try and deal with this. Tapping away. He will be brought down, but the HE will...
by not ideal, weak weaponry. They're going to give it their best shot. Jackinho here on the AWP. We get to see him land his
little lick of damage. That'll give away a little more information to this CT side as the Ivy push looks to come through. It's all a distraction, and JUGi making it a little bit more with that pick on to JW. Brollan does have them in the pincer, but as he's traded 1-for-1, that bomb is actually going to loop all the way back and right into the drop. This CT side, it looked like a free plant over towards B. Instead, they'll loop back around. It will be that A bomb site. Jackinho will take out JKS, though, and again, it's falling apart. Brollan with the pick onto blameF and Config in the impossible situation.
We'll ask for any caliber of team right now on any map, no matter how comfortable. blameF, unfortunately, does not spot JW. Rush will find the trade back. Who else? But he's quickly dealt with. Brollan as well. In with the double, continuing to push forwards. And he's absolutely unstoppable. Config on 14 HP. Surely not going to happen. Might drop 1 or 2, but beyond that, I do not see the 1-on-4 happening for him. Galil, no HP, and now no life.
Ranges of damage. They do have a little bit of util on JKS as well. Still a smoke, couple of flashes. Rush has one of his own. There is an execute in the making. They can get into a position to do so. KRIMZ boosted up on short, though, is going to catch JKS as he makes his way down middle, and that's going to be at least a couple of nades removed. The smoke will drop on the floor, but the flashes are gone. Now already a man down. You really need your full firepower with deagles. You need to be able to overwhelm one of these bomb sites with those smokes, with those flashes. There's now ramp control, which comes up clutch. KRIMZ with the straight backstab, able to take out JUGi and Brollan. This is just a clinic from fnatic. 3 kills to him on the round, a 6-0 start. KRIMZ is still yet to die, even saving the AWP for JW. And that, ladies and gents, is how you hold a ramp. That was so clinical from Brollan. Plays it perfectly to bait in for the swing of KRIMZ, so he catches JUGi looking complete. It's like just collapses. fnatic really looking like they're on here, not coming into this series slowly. Of course, their first matches of the year, and they are looking hot right now. Yeah, he's showing up, isn't he? Dropped 24 already inside of 7 rounds, still yet to die. We were looking for double complexity, really needing to mix things up here. Something has to change. Sacrificing utility to do so. Full AKs at least in support, and it looks like a straight A execute. No messing about. All 5 players queued up as they look to hit into this A bomb site. It's Brollan and JW. Finds an opening pick and a beautiful flashbang. Complete from all of the support. No health to work with. JKS will wallbang him down. The complexity for the first time in the while have got something going their way. Rush, a lovely pick onto Golden and to make here. 2-on-5 retake onto this A-Bomb site. Not looking viable.
Den BFs zu ziehen, wird allerdings nicht belohnt. Aber mit der B-Flash wollte man jetzt hier die Mitte einnehmen, aber die Smoke gegen Topcon geht nach hinten los und das bedeutet, dass man sich jetzt erstmal umorientieren muss. Gibt nochmal eine zweite Smoke, die fehlt. Instant wieder der Vorteil für fnatic. Und Complexity, die spielen sich gerade so ein bisschen schwindlig, habe ich das Gefühl. Sie versuchen Tempo anzuziehen, obwohl es kontrolliert nicht wirklich funktioniert. JKS jetzt mit einem wichtigen Opening an der Rampe. Dadurch wird die Rotation gezogen. Sie wollen auf jeden Fall mit 2 Spielern den A-Spot verteidigen, während Complexity aber relativ geschlossen in der Mitte steht. Und die Bombe, die wandert tatsächlich nochmal weg von der Mitte in Richtung A-Spot. Allerdings das Fenster, das Zeitfenster, was man hatte, um hier...
Get another round on the board.
Starting to build something of a tease.
I don't know. I'd certainly be a fan of the force buy here. What about you?
I think you've got to give it a go. I think you've got the rounds in the board, the cards, right? You've got an AUG in hand. Yeah, you've got enough time to play within this half that you can give this a go, especially considering how much you've been winning the gunfight straight up, right? I think if this is closer, if it's been more back and forth, if players aren't repetitively finding multi-kills, you probably look at the eco. But you're trusting your individuals. You're trusting the likes of KRIMZ, who has had a blinder, 16 kills to his name so far, to get something done, even if he is just on the deagle. However,
fnatic will have to bide their time just a little while longer. It does appear we have a pause coming in, more technical in nature, this one as well. It would appear without the timer and whatnot. So hopefully we can let you know. Slight fumble, but if they fully lose control again, fnatic are in prime position to hit double digits and maybe even go further if this next rifle round goes in favor of fnatic. So a lot of pressure on Complexity, and not this one, but the next one for sure, I think, to get that clean road to 6 or 7 rounds.
And it's just KRIMZ and Brollan again, isn't it? You look of it relatively cleanly. Jackinho will get one on his USPS, but the rest of the team have been culled in quick succession. And JW
giving it by the big boss man. Glass cannon up. Let's see what he's got. Meanwhile, in Palace, JKS getting up here quick. There's 2 players around the corner. Needs to be very careful. They're pushing into him. His hold is solid, but unfortunately, his crosshair in the wrong place. JW will dispatch him quickly.
KRIMZ just needs to turn around, and there's a kill on the board here. He may well catch the timing on this smoke. He will. Rush goes down, and now they're being pincered. Not expecting the short player. Config will find the frag, and now the B bomb site looking very open indeed. Complexity with the 2-man advantage as JUGi even manages to take down the rotating Brollan. Round number 6 looking all the more likely, and it's JUGi with the collapse to finish it as well. A little bit of spice right on the top of that round from the AWPer. But we are going to go into a very quick break. When we're back, the second half of Mirage. Let's see if Complexity can bring it back. At the half. Complexity showing some signs of life at the death of Mirage, but we're going to need a lot more from them if they are to take us to Overpass. Of course, I am Wolfie. Joining me for the second half of these antics is Skriv, and I think Complexity, it might just be a bit too little too late.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think they're seeing their own map pick, and of course, the series already 1 map in hand for fnatic. There is indeed that lower bracket, but all the same, I think it would be nice to kick your first game of the day with a stand-in into a pretty good position. But Work is cut out right now for Complexity. It really is.
fnatic just seem to be aware of everything on this half by couple of deagles, all that Complexity has to work with. Being held, he does find some damage, but JW and Brollan a frag apiece, making it look all too easy. The B-bomb site now wide open. Brollan fancies a little bit more as he takes out Rush on triple. And it is just down to JKS. Whatever damage he can find would be good at this point. But fnatic, they're going to dial the digits in, make absolutely sure this round is theirs. And Brollan even going to back off the intelligent play. Given he's down on 31, a one dink from the USP would do it. So he's going to back right out of that situation. Perhaps let KRIMZ and Jackinho, some of those higher HP players, start going for the hunt. So Jackinho goes down early, and now the mollies start to isolate these fights. JKS swings well, Brollan quick to trade. fnatic's still a man down, however, and this advanced position from JKS could be huge. Brollan does well, clears him out, and they can actually bail right out of this situation if they choose.
Be so frustrated. Noise being made over at B, though, I think slightly heard as well. What is the plan here? Brollan low HP. Maybe going to fake out B and then they go mid to A? Or are they going to join via short? How? How has that happened? Doesn't check the angle, the key angle round the corner. Just, I guess, assume because he was
taking much of a hit, and we all know what he can do with the deagle. So by no means slump of around 4 fnatic. Still plenty of potential to ruin Complexity's dream of a comeback. Setting up early on for that AX, just bleeding out some of the early utility as well. Complexity having to commit a lot.
Other ideas moving forwards, and they have a decent amount of room to work with. This round, not expecting too much. Few deagles, and well, there was a P250, but no longer. Jackinho also taking a pretty heavy tag, so clean little start. Generally speaking, it's like if a deagle gets a crazy headshot, similar to what that could be. You see some teams fall apart, the panic sets in, they try and trade too quickly, etc.
Deal with the issue, and you do have to wonder, when you looked at these two teams, you expected fnatic to maybe start a little bit slower. You looked at them and went, okay, you haven't played yet in 2021, you're still coming off the back of that player break, maybe Complexity will be coming out of the gate swinging, but now it really looks like the opposite. Complexity slow to start. Complexity, they can make this work. Aggressive mid control. JKS 1-for-1, but Golden not expecting the second man there, so Complexity again will find themselves that early man advantage, and it's funneled fnatic almost entirely into B. Rush a little bit off the glass cannon, but they could pick up the utility and AKs regardless. And the problem for Complexity is it's only 2 rounds. A couple of mistakes and this all falls apart at the seams. They have not left themselves. They want to keep themselves in this matchup.
That's really got to burn. That has really got to burn. That hurts. They're going to go towards the double AWP setup, see whether they can make it work. It's config on this map actually to pick it up, so time will tell if they're able to find success. But I don't know, man. This is really not looking too good. KRIMZ on a deagle? What's happened here then? Where's his AK gone? I think they might have miscalculated ever so slightly, and you never know. That might make a difference.
Slight lack of firepower, and coming up against the double AWPs as well. Coming in, and Complexity again just shutting this one down at source for a split second. It looked like Brollan might have unlocked position again, down to the half by Tech9's deagle. I think we all know where this is ending up. Couple of smokes, half a dozen flashes to throw over the top. Contact B has been called. An isolated Rush is here. Despite the heroics of previous, he's only got a FAMAS. And as the Tech9 start to swarm in, no Molotov to stop the draw. Config is now here. Nice shots from the pair to open things up. Golden at least able to find one in response, and Brollan has taken out the AWP. There are rifles on the floor now as the bomb starts to get dialed in. The Complexity are a little slow on the rotation, waiting for JK. Is secured. And what a performance from KRIMZ.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that is a head in hands moment. Oh my goodness. Complexity having a really, really tough day. Certainly some work for them to
Sit back and watch how the vets do it, and that is really what fnatic did. It was the two-man show, in all honesty. There was well-timed frags. Golden came into his own towards the end. But if you take KRIMZ out of the equation, that's probably a far closer game. It was scrappy at times. It was messy in places as well. But fnatic did a fantastic job to secure it. Of course, for them, first matchup, right? First time they've played together in 2021. First time they played with Jackinho. Getting that early 2-0 on the board is going to be huge.
They honestly, I think, will be frustrated themselves in places, but also just the nature of Counter-Strike. fnatic seem to have the gods on their side